Ramadan, without a doubt, historically speaking, is a miraculous month even from a geopolitical perspective. If you look at our 14 centuries of history, the sheer quantity of victories, of decisive battles that took place in this month, it is not a coincidence. It's impossible. The sheer quantity of the most significant incidents in our Islamic history that took place in this month, it is as if Allah is indicating to us, this is the month of victory. Where to begin? Let's begin from the beginning. The very first battle, the very first decided battle, Yawm al-Furqan, Yawm al-Taqal Jam'an, 17th of Ramadan, the Battle of Badr. That was the very first decisive battle that separated haqq from batil. Quickly move on. In the time of the Khulafa al-Rashidun, how many of the battles took place? In the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab, the very first battle that opened up the Sassanid Empire is called the Battle of Buwaib. It opened up the city of Kufa to be established. Took place in the 13th year of the Hijrah in the month of Ramadan. 2 years later, the famous Battle of Qadisiyah, the most famous battle, Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas, took place in Sha'ban, but it lasted a few weeks after Sha'ban. The big battle, 15th of Sha'ban. But they kept on pursuing, and the final victory of Qadisiyah was declared in Ramadan in 15 Hijrah. Ramadan, the Battle of Qadisiyah, came to an end. Fast forward another 4 years. Amr ibn al-As, all the way in Egypt, Amr ibn al-As founds Fustat, which becomes Qahira. He surrounds Iskandariya, Alexandria, in the Battle of Heliopolis, and he conquers the Alexandria in the 19th year of the Hijrah in the month of Ramadan. Ramadan is when Egypt itself came under Muslim rule. Keep on going westward. Keep on going to the very ends of the world as they knew them. The most decisive battle that opened Andalus to Islam. Tariq ibn Ziyad on the one side, the year 711, 92 Hijrah. Tariq ibn Ziyad on one side, and King Roderick of the Visigoth Empire on the other. The Battle of Lekka, this is called the Battle of Guadalupe. The Battle of Lekka, 92 Hijrah, Ramadan. Takes place in Ramadan, and Tariq ibn Ziyad is victorious and opens up Andalus. Fast forward another 30 years. The most famous battle in medieval time, that is a what-if moment. It is called the Battle of Tours. This is when the Muslims went 1 hour away from Paris. The Battle of Tours takes place 732 in the month of Ramadan, in which Abdurrahman al-Ghafiqi, he has a battle with Charles Martel, which is going to be the grandfather of Charlemagne. The grandfather of Charlemagne, Charles Martel. Abdurrahman al-Ghafiqi battles with Charles Martel in the month of Ramadan, the northernmost point that is ever reached by the Muslims in the month of Ramadan. This is in the time of the Umayyad. Fast forward to the Abbasids. The most significant battle in the time of the Abbasids was between Harun al-Rashid and the Tang dynasty in China. This is called the Battle of Talas. The Tang dynasty, the most powerful dynasty, and Harun al-Rashid has a decisive victory, opens up the Silk Road, opens up what we now call Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, opens up Islam to the Turkic peoples, going to change the world after this. The Battle of Talas takes place, in which the Silk Road becomes a part of the Islamic Empire. Paper is introduced, all of this in Ramadan, in the time of Harun al-Rashid. Fast forward, again the next empires keep on going, and we have Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi. The Battle of Hittin, the famous one, it was in Rajab, but preparations began. The army left in the month of Ramadan. The Battle of Hittin started in Ramadan. It actually took place in Rajab of the next year, but the preparations and the actual, the encampment that began, it was in Ramadan. Salah ad-Din Ayyubi launched that campaign in the month of Ramadan. Perhaps one of the most decisive battles in all of Islamic history, which literally changed the course and saved the Ummah, is the Battle of Ain Jalut against Hulaku Khan. Hulaku Khan destroyed the entire world, except when Allah blessed the Mamluks at the very end of the world, in which Baybara stood up under Sultan Qutuz. And in the month of Ramadan, 1260 CE, in the month of Ramadan, 25th Ramadan, that was when the decisive and the first time the Mongols were defeated. And had that not happened, all of history would have taken a different course. We can go on, but let us go back to the seerah. As it began in the Battle of Badr, when did the grand finale take place? It took place on the conquest of Mecca. And what was the day of the conquest of Mecca? It was today, the 20th of Ramadan. Today, the 20th of Ramadan, is when the Prophet ﷺ entered Mecca and conquered Mecca, and he told the people of Mecca, اذهبوا فأنتم الطلقاء. If you look at the sheer quantity, and this is a summarized list, if you look at the sheer quantity of futuhat, of victories Allah gave us in this month, it is an indication that this is a miraculous month, that Allah Azza wa Jal will help us in spite of our numbers. We shall be victorious. And today, inshaAllah ta'ala, we will have another victory, not on the battlefront. We have many battles taking place. We have social media battles taking place. We have battles taking place on the political front. We have battles taking place on the intellectual front. We have battles taking place in the war of ideas and words. And our masjid, Epic, is the epicenter of this battle of ideas. As you are aware, our masjid has been in the very center of this drama and controversy. Our name has been mentioned by politicians left and right, by politicians all the way up to Congress. Our masjid has been mentioned by name because of our, alhamdulillah, impact that we have had. And we have stood up against every single battle. We have gone to court. We have threatened to sue. And all of that talk has not impacted us in the slightest. Here we are, packed, mashallah, to capacity. Here we are, all of our services going on. They haven't stopped a single one of our services, walillahi alhamd, because the truth is on our side and Allah is on our side. So today we will have a battle, not of the physical sense, a battle that will help us inshallah on the PR front, a battle that will help us to establish our masjid. Today we are fundraising for a cause that is near and dear to me and to all of you. We are fundraising for Epic and for the maintenance of Epic. I don't need to tell you what Epic is doing. I don't need to demonstrate to you the reality of Epic, because Epic, alhamdulillah, has become the center of attention because we are doing what hardly any other masjid is doing. And this is from Allah's blessings, alhamdulillah. It's not because of any of us. We have become, alhamdulillah, a bastion and a symbol of Islam in this country. But of course, in the end of the day, we need, after Allah's help, all of us to come together. As I've said every single year, this is my 7th year standing here. As I've said every single year, we are a team, every one of us. I am a part of that team. I am humbled to be a part of that team. Ustad Ba'jood is a part of that team. Imam Nadeem is a part of that team. Our jewel is Qari Sajjad, mashallah, tabarakallah, in the Hifz school. That is really our barakah comes from that school. All of our staff is a part of the team. Our board is a part of the team. But guess what? You guys are a part of the team as well. You also have a role to play. Honestly, you have a role to play. Not just by coming here, most importantly by your du'as. Allah will bless us with your presence and du'as. That's what we need most important. I ask you, not for my sake, I ask you to sincerely raise your hands for this masjid and make dua that Allah protects this masjid and the people of this masjid. Make dua in your sajdas, make dua in your tahajjud. This is a masjid that inshaAllah has a lot of barakah in it. And that is why the evil eye, that is why the hasad, that is why the makrul makirin is all against this masjid. But Allah is our Mawla and Allah is our protector. And as long as we have Him, we have none to fear. But we will have Him inshaAllah ta'ala if there is ikhlas amongst us. If there is ikhlas amongst us. So my first request to you, more important than anything else, I want you to come and make dua for us and be a part of our community. And then of course, as you know, the world doesn't just run on speech. The world runs on its own fuel, its own money. Yes, the world runs on its reality. And so we do need your help.